Chapter 11 JW Resort and Gambling Hall Parking Garage, Reno, Nevada. Maria and Kai enter the parking garage stairwell. Kai holds the door open for Brian. He runs in. They hear a single gunshot. The door closes, and they hear two more muffled gunshots.
"No wonder we couldn't find a safe place," says Maria. "Everybody in the city is after us."
Kai starts to head down the stairwell, but as she heads down, she hears the bottom stairway door open. She takes a quick peek, and she sees a hairy arm and black vest of an approaching biker. She points down at her feet. Brian grabs a fine coin in his pocket. He squeezes it.
"Find a safe route,"
he thinks.
"Up,"
he whispers. The trio start moving up the stairwell quietly. Their steps are hidden by the loud engine and car alarm sounds. As they proceed, they hear doors each level opening below them.
"He's checking every floor,"
whispers Brian. Eventually they arrive at the top of the stairwell. They step out onto the top floor of the garage. They walk a few feet away from the door. The floor is empty of cars. They hear the rumbling of a motorcycle approaching from below.
"Let's use your coin to hide in the corner," says Maria.
Brian replies,
"I need to be able to cover both of your bodies.
able to cover Kai because she's small. I don't know if I can cover you both. I used the bush to conceal parts of you before, and now it's the middle of the night. The sun is rising now."
"We can try hanging off the edge,"
suggests Kai.
"We're all dead tired. I don't want to fall 6 stories to my death,"
says Maria.
"We need to think of something."
Chapter 12 Street leading to JW Resort and Gambling Hall, Reno, Nevada. Officer Rick Mancini roars down the street in his police cruiser, his red and blue lights flashing. He keys on his radio. "God damn it, Harrison, answer!" After a few moments. "If you can hear me, I'm coming. Hang on." He looks in the rearview mirror, and he speaks to his daily partner of the past 3 years. "Okay, boy. Are you ready to put in some work?" His police canine, named Spartan, paces in the back seat compartment. He can feel the energy of his partner, even through the protective fencing and metal barrier. He feels that soon he'll be able to rip and rend flesh. Then he will get a reward. Chapter 13 JW Resort and Gambling Hall Parking Garage, Reno, Nevada.
"Okay, coins out,"
says Brian.
"Everybody get your coins."
Maria takes a sword coin from Brian, and she hands a key coin to Kai. Brian holds his fine coin palm up. Maria and Kai also hold their coins palm up. They look at the fine, sword, and key coins.
"One of us could hide and stab one of the bikers," says Kai. "Then the other biker will shoot us in the back."
"How do we stop them both?" says Brian.
"Wait,"
says Kai as she closes her hand on the key coin.
"Brian can find and hide with his coin," she thinks. "We haven't unlocked the other 2 coins yet."
She squeezes her hand and thinks,
"Unlock,"
as she focuses on the key coin. She feels a dizzy feeling in her head, as if she was on a kid's park merry-go-round, and it suddenly stopped. She looks at her coin.
"Of course!"
she exclaims aloud. She grabs Maria's coin hand and closes Maria's hand into a fist. She thinks,
"Unlock!"
Maria stumbles a little as she experiences a vertigo feeling. Brian has to stop her from falling over. Kai runs towards the stairwell. Over her shoulder, she yells,
"I'll slow this guy down. You 2 get the other guy. Maria, I unlocked your coin."
A loud revving sound is heard on the floor below them.
"Oh, I see,"
says Maria as she looks at her coin. She turns to Brian.
"Stay here and hide of Kai. When he gets close to you, make him see you and distract him."
Maria squeezes her coin and a silver sword appears. She runs to the edge of the building and away from the stairwell. She angles her body so her sword is hidden behind one leg. Brian, unsure of what's happening, looks at Kai. She's using her coin and touching the stairwell door. However, he doesn't see anything happen. Brian makes a waving come here motion. Kai runs back to Brian and he hugs her.
"Oh!"
exclaims Kai. Brian activates his coin.
"Oh!"
says Kai. Kai is hidden from view from the lower level ramp and the approaching biker. Brian takes in a quivering breath. He smells Kai's sweat and pleasant scent.
"Focus!"
he thinks. Maria looks at Brian's last location, and she sees parts of Kai's legs floating in the air.
"Weird,"
she thinks.
"Brian was correct. He's hidden, but he can only partially hide others."
Brian hears a loud banging noise coming from the stairwell, but it's soon drowned out by the sound of a loud motorcycle as it comes up to the ramp onto their level. A large muscular man with a black vest and a long beard is riding the approaching motorcycle. The biker sees Maria and sneers.
"You'd make a fine old lady,"
yells Duke.
"Well, come and give me a ride,"
yells Maria. The biker slowly drives along the parking garage towards Maria. As he nears Brian's location, she lifts her silver sword into the air. The sword shines magnificently in the rising sun.
"You're dead, bitch,"
says Duke. Duke stops a little past Brian. He draws a gun of his left hand from his right shoulder holster. Brian thinks,
"How many guns does this guy have?"
Brian deactivates his coin, and he gently pushes Kai away from himself. He lifts his knee to his chest, and he stomps as hard as he can at Duke's left arm.
"The fuck?"
yells Duke as his gun goes flying. His bike totters to the right. He has a brace on his right leg to stop from falling over. Duke turns to look at Brian with a startled look. His expression quickly turns to hate. "I'll," says Duke before he gurgles. He looks down at his chest. He sees a silver arrow protruding from his ribs. "The fuck?" he says as he falls over off his bike, blood streaming from his mouth. His bike pins his bottom leg, and the engine rumbles out one final gasp for its own. Brian looks to Maria, and she's holding a silver bow. He hears screaming and muffled gunshots to his left. He looks at the stairwell door, and he sees a wild mustache face peering out of the safety glass in the door. The wild man starts screaming. He steps back, and he raises his gun and he shoots the door several times to no effect. Kai says, "I magically locked that door. I don't think he can get through it." Chapter 14. JW Resort and Gambling Hall, Parking Garage, Reno, Nevada. Officer Rick Mancini stops in front of the parking garage, and he hops out of his police cruiser. He walks to the back of his car, and he opens his trunk. Hanging in his trunk is a locked M4 rifle. Usually, this rifle is reserved for the city's SWAT team, but Rick wanted the best, so he got the best. He unlocks the rifle and places the rifle sling over his head. He inserts a fresh magazine and chambers around. He places several magazines into his vest pockets. He closes his trunk. He approaches the parking garage entrance and peers in. He hears shots being fired. They are muffled, so it could be in a higher level or in the far stairwell. He runs into the garage towards the stairwell. Near the stairwell, he sees a familiar type of motorcycle. Not these assholes. He hears gunshots again. Definitely the stairwell. He hits a button on his vest. A door blocking the backseat compartment of his police cruiser from the front seat compartment slides open. The police car window rolls down. His partner, Spartan, fires out of the back seat and out the window towards Officer Mancini. Mancini opens the stairwell door. He yells, "Haas!" Spartan runs past Mancini. Time to earn that treat. Chapter 15. JW Resort and Gambling Hall, Parking Garage, Reno, Nevada. "Well, let's run down the ramp before he figures out how he can get through," says Brian. Brian and Kai start running towards the ramp. Maria makes a quick detour towards the face-down biker. The silver arrow is gone, and his vest has a large hole in the back club patch. The patch depicts a red baby devil dancing in hell's flames. She picks up the dead man's handgun and ejects a magazine and counts 12 rounds, with one in the chamber. That is lucky number 13. She reinserts the magazine and puts a gun in her pocket. She thinks, "I like revolvers better, but this will do. Don't need to worry about getting rid of any gun evidence now. The police want us dead too." She runs after Brian and Kai, and the next level down, there are several parked cars. Brian starts to squeeze his coin so as to look for a car, but he stops. "Did you notice? We don't keep a car long when I find one with my coin. Just pick one." Kai runs towards a brown-colored compact utility vehicle. Like professional car thieves, the trio are backing out of the spot in seconds. However, Kai took an additional step to use her key coin to lock the driver's side door. "Don't wreck on the way out," says Brian. Kai replies, "Why would you put that out there? Shut it!" Chapter 16. Stairwell, JW Resort and Gambling Hall, Parking Garage, Reno, Nevada. "They're getting away," thinks the biker as he sees the two women and the man run away. He looks at his dead chapter president friend. "No!" He yells as he raises his gun at the door and fires at it in anger. He looks at the door. It's unharmed. His bullets are flattened and laying on the ground in front of the door. "This doesn't make sense. What's going on? I'll go down a level and cut them off. Those doors were open just a second ago." He starts to make his way down the next floor. He hears a scratching on metal sound. "What's that?" he thinks. "It sounds like claws." Then he sees a 90-pound missile of teeth running towards him. A primal fear rises from his soul and takes over. His body remembers the feel of being hunted at night. He remembers the feeling of being watched from the darkness, the feeling of being seen as food, and the pressure of teeth on vital body parts. He tries to scream, but nothing comes out but a slight whimper. Spartan attacks the man's weapon hand. The man falls onto his back. His eyes open wide in fear and shock. The pain hits him in waves. He feels the tearing and chewing of his flesh. Finally screams the man. The nightmare seems to go on for eternity. He hears the man's voice. "Good boy." He hears the growling sounds of a predator tugging on his shredded arm. The last sounds he hears are 3 quick staccato pops as Officer Mancini's M4 rifle fires into his chest.